Hey, Adam, how's it going, man? Getting ready for the big game. Yeah, buddy. Hey, man, everybody. Big game, this one. It goes good. Hey, Charlie. Yeah, man, go Italy. Big challenge for those guys, but this is the game of their lives. Likewise for the Springboks, eh? My thoughts on Geordie at 10. Oh, boy. Is that a bit of an insult to Namibia? Or just Bodie and Richie need a rest? Looking forward to this. Yeah. Been watching a lot. Thanks for the content. You're most welcome, man. Fantastic shirt, Ruben. Well, Ruben, you said the other day that I needed to get some Bulls gear on, so here you go. Let's go Italy. Watching from Cape Town. This is kind of a Gerhard like in the Bulls jersey too. Yeah, it's an old school one. I do need to update the Bulls wardrobe at some point, but this one is a classic. South Africa by 2 tries, but I hope it's competitive. Yeah, this one's really got people torn, eh? A lot of people rooting for Italy just as the pure underdog thing. But it's going to be a massive, massive ask for them. Wrong shirt. Where's the Stormers? Well, I've got Stormers stuff in the background. Surely that's something. My Italian friend said it's all over the news there. Okay. Yeah, well, all the media I've seen is Italy putting the pressure back on South Africa, so we'll see. Geordie to play 60 with TG taking over the last 20. Yeah, true. Where's the Sharks gear? Would you believe of all the South African teams, I have 2 Sharks jerseys, whereas I only have one of everybody else. So, and the first one I ever owned was a Sharks jersey. First non-Blues, All Blacks, or Auckland jersey that I ever owned was a Sharks jersey. Just not wearing it. Hey, Connor. If only Italy could play as well as they cook. Oh, man, if they could play as well as they made jerseys, man. Their jerseys are awesome. That blue. It's fantastic, but not to be. Who do I want to win? I mean, ultimately, if you've been with the channel for a while, you know I love the Springboks, man. It's like there's that old rivalry. I mean, I appreciate the Wallabies as well, to be fair. It's like the Wallabies, the Springboks in New Zealand will be kind of the Southern Hemisphere trio. And then with the addition of Argentina now, so traditionally always go for those teams. But, you know, I also root for an underdog. So I'm going to be happy either way. But I think for the latter stages of the tournament, it would be preferable to see the Springboks go through, because if somebody got Italy, you think that they would be kind of licking their lips at that one. Not to disrespect Italy, but, I mean, it would be massive for Italy, seeing as they've never made the quarters. So, but yeah. You need to make a video where you showcase your entire rugby collection of shirts, flags, toys, collectibles, and everything. Yeah, I need to get my gear organized, man. It's quite disorganized, so I should at some point do like a proper jersey rankings of all my jerseys. Hopefully Italy can upset South Africa. A lot of people are rooting for that. A lot of people just like seeing the upset. The same way that people liked seeing Japan get up over Ireland. South African coach must have given them a full earful before the game, maybe. Hopefully these guys can hold on to the ball. Yeah, there's been a few messy games of late. That is true. You can't beat the mutual respect for the ABs in the box. That does seem to be a thing, eh? Between ABs fans and box fans. It's like a pretty big traditional rivalry. I won't be streaming the actual game. I will be watching the game with all the guys in the chat. But if you're looking for match footage, not the right place. Come on, Italy. This is basically a knockout game. This is essentially a knockout game, man. I mean, Italy will have another shot against the All Blacks, but that seems like a tough ask as well. Italy did upset the Springboks back in 2016. Yeah, it's been a while. New coach since then. Blue Bull Pride from Pretoria. Wear that jersey with pride, brother. I know, man. This is back when they were a top team as well. Not to say that they improved a lot this year, but this is like that classic. I think maybe the year after they won it, or maybe the year they won it. I'm not quite sure. I could never quite identify it, but I remember back in those days when you feared going to Loftus. That was quite the team back in the day. This is a good South African team, but you never know. It is a pretty good team. It is one of the contenders, that's for sure. But, I mean, as you say, in sports, nothing's guaranteed for anybody. You still got to go out and get the win. After the AB's win over the Boks, AB's fans say well played. Boks fans saying they were outplayed. Yeah, that was true. Any idea on the weather conditions? No, I haven't heard anything yet. Boks by 20. I'm sure they would take that. I'm from Scotland, but the All Blacks are still my favorite team. The All Blacks are a fair few people's favorite team, to be fair. Everyone loves a winner. Unless you love an underdog, in which you probably don't like the All Blacks. See ya, Hannah. See ya. My prediction. Oh, what did I put in for Super Brew? I feel like I picked the Boks relatively comfortably. Well, I picked the Boks by 24. Is that a bit optimistic? I think I picked that a long time ago. Should I change it? Nah, you never change it. The only concern is that the Boks are distracted with all the evidence with drama. That could be right. Oh, man, look at that Italian jersey. Jeez, that's nice. That's a really nice jersey. If it's the battle of the jerseys, I'm afraid Italy is the winner. I'm sorry to say. But that is a bloody nice jersey. One of your last videos, you said you woke up the kids. Try not to do that again when a team wins. The trouble with the last time when I woke the kids up was I opened the door and made a bit of a loud bang, and that's what woke the kids up. So I'll be a bit calmer. Some people don't understand copyright. Yeah, well, I put in the stream like I'm not showing the game because I'm not showing the game, but people don't get it. People don't read. On Super Bowl, I picked Ireland by 35 against Russia. That's a pretty solid pick, that one. Italy has the better kit. I agree. It's slick, man. Very slick. I just live stream the game and get a copyright strike with it. Yeah, I mean, I know, right? What am I going to do? Like, turn my webcam to the TV and just show that garbage? Honestly, like, World Rugby is ferociously protective of their stuff, and I don't blame them. So, yeah, probably YouTube is not the place to find it. Seems like you have a pretty big demographic of South African viewers like myself. Also, do Kiwis not get bored of winning the whole time? There are a lot of South Africans, I think, depending on the time of year. Like, I can see the stats on where my viewers are coming from. Like, during Southern Hemisphere season, so Super Rugby and, like, Rugby Championship, the majority, the biggest portion anyway, is South African. When it gets to, like, Six Nations, it goes more like UK, Ireland. But, yeah. Love the blue on the Italy team. It is fantastic. Again, man, they got a cool anthem. They've got a cool jersey. Someone else mentioned good food. It's just the rugby team's not traditionally that good. You think Japan can beat Scotland and Samoa to top the table? If they can back up, I do worry that they get a little complacent against Samoa. And then there's the whole pressure of the Scotland game being a potential do or die. But, I mean, there's no reason they can't. Squidge is doing his vids again. I mean, yeah, Vimeo, but better than nothing. Yeah, that's true. I haven't actually jumped over to Vimeo to look at them yet, but I know they're there. It's that whole thing where it's only one click away, but I still haven't done it yet, which is a bit sad. But I will. I'm sure I will. It's a damn nice jersey the Italians got. I agree. Reinhardt, hey, buddy. How are you? South Africa, enjoy your content because the fact that I'm biased. I do try to keep things pretty down the middle. I mean, you guys know I just love watching teams play. I don't really, I mean, I don't know. I was going to say I don't care who they are. Obviously, I care. Like, I'd rather watch this game than some of the other games. But, I mean, that's just because I know more of these players. So, yeah. But either way, I like watching rugby, in case you didn't know. Friday Rugby, says Ribsy. Absolutely, man. And look, I opened my new box of Heineken. Ahead of South Africa. And another South Africa. The first box, which is pretty much done, but I still had a look in the second one. First box was full of Samoa. Not a South African to be found. Is it destiny? I don't know. Manu Tuilangi, Samu Karevi, or Jonathan Davis. Oh, man, such different players. All around, I probably like Jonathan Davis the best, but you pick any of those guys and you're picking world class. One of the most important games in Italy's history, says Jay. You're right. That's right, man. It's very true. They need a win, but it's a mountain they got to climb. You should play rugby if you don't. I mean, I'm getting old, man. I could go sign up for some like president's team where all the old boys play. I've noticed some of them do lack a bit of tall timber. Like I'm 6'4", so I'm taller than some of the other guys who end up playing locks with their teams. That's true. Stags v Auckland tomorrow. Man, neither of those. Well, Southland got their first win in a long time, so that's good for them. But Auckland's having a pretty terrible season. If you want to live stream the game, Gabriel, you need to probably get ExpressVPN. And you can stream it on ITV. You just pick a UK server. But it's not going to be on here. How immense is Snyman? Snyman is one of my favorites. That is for sure. At least the next two All Blacks games aren't on too late. Yeah, one of them's on like 5 o'clock something, right? That's pretty good. Hey, Mark, do you support the Bulls? Traditionally, the Bulls have not been my favorite South African team because they used to win a lot and they were bloody hard to play against. So that was kind of me being a bit of a hater back in the day. But, I mean, I do something about seeing them in the last couple of years. I do kind of appreciate watching the Bulls. It's true. When is your dad going to jump on? I asked him about it. I was like, hey, when are you going to come on the stream? And he's like, oh, what do you want me to say? And I was like, you don't have to say anything. Rugby weekend, says Ribsy. $5 Aussie, bro. I would open. There's an Australian one in the fridge as well, Ribsy. That's true. Here you go, Ribsy. South African Heineken. Oh. And Big Will follows up with a 20. Damn, man. Did you get paid? Have a beer on us, 2 cents. Big Will, Medium Andre, and a very big South African unit, Jacques. The boys are pumped. Well, you got your 2 South Africans with you. I've got my 2 South Africans with me. We'll see how this game goes, guys. Cheers. I appreciate that. Very kind. Kickoff is moments away. It's a good day to be a rugby fan. Oh, and yeah, my dad on the refereeing. My dad I saw someone mention Wayne Barnes. My dad on the stream, he said, oh, I'll just come on and say, I'm a big rugby fan, and that's why my son's a rugby fan. I was like, no, you just have to sit here and watch the game. He doesn't quite get it. I think he feels like he just has to make a guest appearance and then go. But I'm like, no, sit down and watch the stream. But maybe he needs to see what it is before he understands what it is. So I'll see if I can show him. My one has just kicked off. If you're looking for a time reference as to how far ahead or behind you guys are compared to me, you're probably ahead. 13 seconds gone, first box kick. The concept of YouTube streaming is pretty weird. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, my dad's like almost 70, so I kind of get it that he doesn't get it. The boys are ready for tonight, I'll bet. Show us the game, bro. Get ExpressVPN if you want to see the game. Hook up to a UK server and you can watch all the games, not just this one. It costs like $13 for a month of ExpressVPN, and you can watch every single game. Please show the game. No. Get ExpressVPN. I didn't put the link in the description, but I got another video which has got it on. Look for my video on how to watch the Rugby World Cup. No, Gabriel, I can't, and I'm not going to answer that again. If you want to watch the game, get ExpressVPN. Look at my YouTube video on how to watch Rugby World Cup games. Knock on. The first scrum of the game is going to be in a minute. Do you think Pool B is the least interesting? After this game, I guess we'll have a better idea of that. What do you think about Jordie Barrett starting at 10 against Namibia? Yeah. Yeah, it's Bodie and Richie need a rest, I guess. That's what it is. Take a shot every time you see the show the game comment. I know, even though I put not showing the game in the description, in the title, people still ask. I'm not viewing through ITV, Lee. I'm watching on Spark Sport. But I know a lot of people ask, where can I watch the game? And my recommendation to them is, if they don't want to spend all the big bucks, just to get ExpressVPN and to watch on ITV, because it's pretty easy. Ferrari is already down for Italy. Is he going to come right? Can they fix the Ferrari, or is he busted? NZTV1 are broadcasting the game. Are they really? This game? I thought they were only doing All Blacks games. Are you going to tell us the scores throughout the game? Yeah, man. I'll keep you updated. It's still 0-0 after 1 minute and 59 seconds on my stream. Get your ExpressVPN to watch a bit of Peppa Pig while eating your Tim Tams. Yeah, Ruben, you've been on a lot of streams, eh? 1 minute and 59 seconds. It looks like he's going off. Damn. That's not good. You know your reserve prop's got to go. 78 minutes. Not the best start for the Italians. That's going to make their job about 40 minutes harder. Ferrari, the Italian tight head, has gone off injured. So Ricconi, the reserve, has come on, and it's only 2 minutes into the game. Is that jersey like sitting on the fence because it's blue for Italy, but a South African team? The reason I chose this jersey actually is because the other day Ruben, who sent me a super chat for like 60 Rand, said you never wear any Bulls gear. So I was like, all right, put the Bulls gear on for Ruben. Do you play Super Brew? I do have a Super Brew pool. I believe it is called 2 Cents Rugby. You can feel free to jump in, but it's only the predictions. It's not fantasy. Oh, South Africa have given away an offside, so they're going back for the scrum penalty. It's a very nice blue. Man, I really want that Italian jersey. The only reason I bought the Italian away jersey is because it was cheap. And there's not many times I would look at a home jersey and want to buy it full price, but I might look at that Italian one because it's really nice. Maybe if they go out, it'll be on discount. How about that? Italian jersey is definitely a favorite of the Rugby World Cup. Yes, I've recorded a video on my favorite jerseys for the Rugby World Cup. Italy is definitely up there. My man Jordan is going to edit it for me. So that is coming. Not a fan of fantasy rugby. Yeah, it can get really intense playing fantasy rugby, and it's a bit annoying sometimes in that, I mean, they have to set certain rules about it, like this player only plays this position. Like, I think if you've played fantasy rugby back in the days, like Israel Folau used to sometimes play in the midfield and sometimes play fullback, but in fantasy you could only play him as like a fullback or something like that. So you get a bit limited by what you can do. Same with like Bowden Barrett. You can't play him as a fullback even if he's playing fullback, so it gets a bit, it's hard. But I guess it's hard for the developers to put in the rules that actually fit the game. Eight phases for South Africa. Is Cheslin going to score? Somebody said, oh, far out. If it was always going to be Colbier. Man, that guy is one of the best players in the world. He is amazing. He had a lot to do. That wasn't just a simple walkover. I mean, it was a good pass, but he had two guys to beat, and he beat them. Man. Step back. And just, oh, nice. Hi, Brendan. Made it look easily. Cheslin does make it look easy, man. Great start. And a good conversion. 7-0 to the Springboks early. Very good start. Man, he's just too good. Colby has seriously improved since playing in France. Yeah, I agree. Him and Faf de Klerk just seem to have improved a hell of a lot. Although I know people get frustrated with Faf's box kicking from time to time. Bongi is really giving Marks a run for his jersey. Oh, if you'd asked me last year, I would have said Marks by a country mile. But Marks is not having his most dominant season. That's true. I'm not quite sure what's up with that. And Bongi's solid, man. Like, I mentioned that he gets a bit of grief or gets a bit of stick in the comments on my YouTube videos sometimes. And I just mentioned that he gets a bit of grief, and a lot of people came to his defense saying, like, nah, man, in South Africa, Bongi is really well loved. And that was kind of heartening because I also think he's pretty good. It's just on YouTube, people throw him out. So Marks hasn't been on form this year. I agree, man. I agree. Like, he was so good last year. He was easily one of the best hookers in the world, but relatively quiet. Take the three. I reckon they take the three, surely. Looks like they're going to line it up. And speaking of Bongi, he's the guy that got penalised. I thought the ref's jersey is red. The other color is purple and green. So I have to play a color that doesn't clash with the ones playing. True. It's weird though, because when I was doing the jersey review video, I made note of like how many teams wear each color, and I think it was like 6 teams wear blue, and I think 4 wear red, and that wasn't including Georgia. It might have been like Wales, Canada, Russia, and Tonga all wear like red, and then Georgia's kind of like a maroon. So if you're going to design referees' jerseys, you should stick away from blue and away from red. And most of the teams wear a white away jersey, so not white either. It's a reddy pink for me. Yeah, it is kind of a brighty pinkish color. Right. Pink Bats was a great sponsor for the refs to wear. No one has pink jerseys in Super Rugby. That's true. Although the Bulls did have a pink jersey for a while, an away jersey. So you can pick a lot of colors. One thing Super Rugby does, if you'll excuse my language, that pisses me off is they don't plan the jersey clashing thing very well. Like some teams will have, like the Blues, for example, a light blue home kit and a quite dark blue away kit. And it's like they're under some kind of contractual obligation to wear the away kit a certain number of times per year. And they don't think about who they're going to play. So they go to play the Stormers, who wear a pretty dark blue kit. And then you get 2 teams playing in dark blue. How is that not dumb? I wish Super Rugby would have kind of guidelines on what colors these teams pick, but they seem to just, you guys just do whatever you want. Doesn't matter to us. Annoying. Yeah, for this year, the South African superhero jerseys clashed. 2 of them were really bad. I remember. I can't remember which 2. Was it like Thor and somebody else was like a pretty bad clash? Man, South Africa got advantage again. They are like 9 meters out from the Italian line. The Pimpy's pass didn't quite make it. Or have a third jersey like the NHL, I suppose. I know the NHL does it though to try and sell them. I'm not sure how much marketing luck they would have trying to sell them. Okay. You guys are saying it's 10-3. I guess Pollard is about to line up a shot at goal. Yeah, well, wouldn't you? It's pretty poor from the Italians, man. From the restart, you can't just concede penalties there quickly. $10 points to 3 after 12 minutes. We'll be streaming the All Blacks game or too early. I think it's going to be too early, Jasmine. My kids at that time of day will still definitely be running around, so probably not. I generally wait till like after 8 o'clock. Forgot Spark is so far behind with sending stream to the States back for encoding. Is that why they're so far behind? They're always really far behind, man. Dwayne Vermeulen has such a resemblance to Thor. I can honestly say I never thought about that. This game is on TV1. Is it really? I'm kind of loath to turn my TV off. And I feel like if I go to the TV, I'll be ahead of people. from Japan to Auckland to USA, back to New Zealand, add 30 seconds. Yeah. That's why everyone's ahead of me in the streams. Almost a bit of miscommunication between LaRue and Colby with that high ball, but they took it. TV1 is live and a bit ahead of your stream. TV1 is about 40 seconds ahead of the streams. Okay, I'll just stay with this one then. If I start putting out spoilers, then it's not good for everybody else. Uh-oh. The reserve Italian prop is looking pretty sore. This is not good. Internet is so bad today, I'm only on the Italy penalty. Wow. Wow, that is way back. Anyone remember when Channel 3 was a big thing in New Zealand? I remember when Channel 3 came out, man. When I was a kid, there was no Channel 3. 2 minutes behind the Irish stream. The Irish one always seems to be well ahead. This will go uncontested. Yeah, hope not. Boom. How old am I? Oh, would you know that in 55 minutes, I'll be 36. Older than TV3, that's for sure. The spam's name makes you laugh. Yeah, the spam's gone. Takes me all of a few moments to block that stuff. TV3 appeared in 1989. Was it 1989? Wow. Yeah, thank you, guys. It will be my birthday in 55 minutes. And what do I get for my birthday? I get England against Argentina. If there wasn't a live stream, I would swear and say that's a pretty effing good gift, man. That's a very nice, that's a tasty game for your birthday. You get 3 games, and one of them is England, Argentina, plus Japan against Samoa. Pretty nice. New jersey, maybe. I think I've had my fair share of jerseys this year. What's the first game? I'm gonna have to look. Too many games on. Oh, Australia, Uruguay. True. It should be a pretty straightforward one. I got the All Blacks Canada, not too bad either. Nice one, man. Oh, Leonardo says happy birthday and €5. Bro, thank you so much for that. Appreciate that, Leonardo. Oh, and Mr. BBI, happy birthday, $2, bro. Too kind. Too kind. I might have to buy a jersey with all this. Cheers, guys. I will have a good birthday tomorrow, I'm sure. 3 games. Swimming lessons in the morning with the kids. What's not to love? Shopping, do the grocery shopping on a Saturday. It's going to be a fine day. Mark looks like he's in his 20s. Nah, you need to see me in person. Weather is supposed to be good tomorrow too. Yeah, I might have to go out, I think I have to take maybe take the kids to like Mission Bay or something. I don't know. Take them out. Get out the house before I get into my man cave and watch the old rugby for half the night. I grew up in New Zealand but left decades ago. Take the money and buy a Stormers jersey. I've got a Stormers jersey. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun. Do look younger than your age. Again, man, you got to see me in person. Definitely getting old. Not losing my hair yet, so that's a good thing. And Dad's bald as a cue ball. Buy an Italy one. Ruben, you're a genius. Put any money from that super chat forward to an Italy Rugby World Cup jersey. I think that's a bloody good plan. I like that. That's a nice jersey. Do you have a Toulon or a Racing one? I do not. The only French team I have is Toulouse, and it's small on me. I bought it as an XL, but apparently French XL is not the same as my XL because it is bloody small. You know, Scott Brits is older than you. There are a handful of players at the World Cup older than me, but not many. You know you're starting to get old when you see rugby players coming through who are substantially younger than you are, and most of them are by this point way younger than me. Buy another Blues one. I have been looking for some Blues ones, but I can't stand the big old NIB on the front. You guys are following 17 minutes. It's 10-3 to South Africa. One try to the box and one penalty for each side. Maybe you need the upgraded Indigenous Wallabies jersey they'll be using against Uruguay, but I think you already have the better one. Yeah, I'll be interested to see how that looks on the field because I've seen the pictures and it looks. I do prefer the other one to that green one, but you never know. The picture on the internet looked a bit busy, but sometimes in real life, or at least on TV, it looks a bit better. With the age thing, I could be there, mum, and you feel old. I know. Yeah. A lot of these guys are very, very young. Can't believe his Etzebeth is 27. He looks way older than me. Etzebeth is always frowning. That's why he looks old. He's got an angry face. So he just looks old. Because he's angry. Peter O'Mahony looks ancient as well because he's angry. You know you're old when the lads that you played with have their kids playing test rugby. That's when you feel old. Okay, that's next level. I'm still yet to get to that level. None of my age group yet have kids playing sports at that level. They're still too young. It's only 27. Yeah, he seems older, eh? How old is Parise now? I was just listening to the ref, uncontested scrums, while the reserve prop has as HIA. It's interesting. Parise is 38. Okay, so same as Scott Brits. Evan Etzebeth is smiling, but he still looks angry. Sorry about the awkward silence. Wayne Barnes was having a long chat with the guys, and I just wanted to hear exactly what he had to say. Tim Nutter Williams is 44. Probably not quite, but he is getting on. Etzebeth just putting a big tackle onto Marcel, and he's not going to run that channel again. Have Italy beaten the Springboks? Yes, just the once. And it was like a 2-point victory in Italy. They should bring back the long sleeves and the collars. If you try on jerseys which are more than, I don't know, like 10 plus years old, they do start to feel really thick. So they have changed a lot with the fabric. Do you remember when they started making the really tight-fitting jerseys and then they started to rip? Every game there'd be multiple guys having their jerseys ripped half off until they improved the technology. I don't think the props were very happy about that. Knock on. The old school jerseys were awesome, like thick polo shirts. Yeah, I'm not sure how good they would have been to play in. Oh, what a tap. Was that Dean Budd? It was Dean Budd. And now Italy get an uncontested scrum. Have you been doing the 2-score a try bonus bet promo at the TAB? I did it a couple of times. I got lucky with one of the Italian guys scoring against Namibia, or was it Canada? And then I missed out with the Fiji-Uruguay game because I thought that would be more high-scoring than it was. I should do New Zealand against Namibia, hey. Because they credit your account with $5 for every try scored. So, well, kind of. They give you a free bet anyway, which is not quite the same as having money. When did Italy beat the Box? Yeah, it was a few years ago. Like 2016, I think. I forget, was that Heine Kamea or was that Alistair Coetzee time? Wow. Italy go close. Italy are fighting back. They need to. If they go too far behind, it's going to be very hard. Wayne Barnes is useless. Brilliant bullshit. I do like the bullshit. I haven't had a chance to wear it for a long time since Super Rugby's been over, so it's good to get it out. Man, Sapoldi's injured now. That guys are getting injured left, right, and center. Have you ever seen Skulk Brits not smiling? It's interesting how some guys like that, like Peter O'Mahony never smiles for Ireland. Skulk Brits is always smiling. Eben Etzebeth sometimes smiles, but it's still a very menacing smile. So, yeah, some of the expressions on the guys' faces are pretty interesting. You're behind me here in the UK. No way. Money on Pollard to score a try tonight. Not so sure anymore. This game will be a tough one for him to score a try, but you never know. Have you spoken about Eben yet? Not a lot. I just have been saying he's got an angry face. I haven't been following that case very closely, other than it seems like he's being summoned to go back and answer some questions about an incident. Seems like, from what people have told me, that he was provoked, but again, I haven't looked into it. So it's an unfortunate distraction. Absolutely. I hope he's not guilty of whatever they're saying he's done. Good turnover, South Africa there. SBW was the man against Canada. You are right. He was very, very much in good form. And in the comments, a lot of people were like, all you haters who doubted Sonny Bill. And then other people are saying, come on, man, it was only Canada. So I guess we'll wait and see. Finn Russell always smiles. Yep. He's a pretty happy chappy. Some guys just have that happy face. Ahead of you by about a minute here in Fiji. Okay, that's good. Are you watching it on TV in Fiji or like streaming it? I guess on TV. SBW is always a great player, but I feel like New Zealand have better now that he's older and slower. He looked slightly quicker than I thought he was, though, yesterday. So maybe he's still got a yard of pace left in him when he's fit. He's just had too many injuries. It's really hard to get a read on where he's at. Favorite jersey in 1998 Stormers when they were called the Western Stormers. The jersey is orange. You got it from your late father. It's worth a wee bit now for collectors. Man, I do not remember that one. People should wait for this case to finish before having an opinion. Yeah, exactly. I don't know the details at all. I hope that whatever he has said, whatever is accused of, I hope it's not a thing. Just like with the people with Dianti, I still have hope that it comes out that he wasn't doping. I always hope for the best, but just got to wait and see whatever happens. Who's got the best jerseys in Super Rugby? The Hug Warriors. Without a doubt. How can Super Rugby get better? More people going to games, more competitive games. Maybe somebody else apart from the Crusaders winning, but you can't blame the Crusaders for that. They're just too bloody good, man. I would like to see another South African team win it at some point. Like the Sharks, man. They've been close so many times. The Lions have been close so many times. Oh, South Africa just had a big overlap, what looked like it, at least from that camera angle, and then they knocked it on. LaRue. Yeah. Let me see the replay. They get the ball out. Oh, they just cut away from it. Cut away from it to show Pollard's kick to touch. Come on, go back to it. Dale Ende to Pollard. Nice little pass. To Colby. It was a pretty crap pass. It was kind of above LaRue's head, if we're being fair. Oh, it is a try. Who got that one? Was it Bongi? Nice. Very nice try. South Africa looking too good in this game. That nice jersey is not going to hold up. Too good. Italy deserve to get smashed for doing uncontested scrums. Seems too convenient to be an accident. He might be right. I like to think it's just unfortunate, but yeah, I guess we'll see. 15-3, 27 minutes. Conversion to come. Jack says 17-3, so I guess he gets it. Bongi is really playing well. I mean, I love that guy. He's real good, man. Like he had his appendix out. Was it 2018 season? That was bad for the Stormers. Who did they have else? Who's Damian Willems' brother? Is it Ramon Samuels? Like he ended up playing all the games in hooker. Anyway, 17-3 after 3 minutes. Big Will from Big Will Safa mates for the try. All right, guys, cheers for that. Was a good try to Bongi. 17-3, looking comfortable, but still more than half the game to play. We'll see. They have to keep it up. How do you pronounce the SA hooker's name? I think it's just Bongi Mbonambi, but I stand to be corrected. I think his full name is M. It starts with M, but it just gets shortened to Bongi. I'm assuming it's a nickname. Skara Intubini is the backup. Yes, but Skara was injured in 2018, and Mbonambi had his appendix out, so it was like Ramon Samuels playing. And some other guy who I can't even remember who like played, I think, Curry Cup at most. He finally got a Super Rugby debut. It's a long time ago. Uncontested scrums for the rest of the match. Is that right? I missed that. Pronouncing it 100%. Awesome. Good to know. Thank you, buddy. I really hope they give Damian Willems some game time for the Rugby World Cup. Yes, he is an excellent talent, and he needs some game time as well. Mbongeni. Okay. How does that become Bongi? Interesting. Grant comes along with a comment. If it's uncontested scrums, are you allowed to bring a loose forward on at prop? I believe it doesn't matter, but I stand to be corrected on that one. I was fairly certain if you went uncontested, you had to sacrifice a player. But again, I'm not sure if that's just a Super Rugby rule, Grant, because I know there was one game where the Chiefs scrum was getting smashed. I think it was the Chiefs and the Hurricanes. And they had a prop on the bench who could play both sides. And they had already lost 2 props, and they said, no, he can't play. Like, he can't play tight head. He can't play tight head. And they were accused of kind of using the uncontested scrum thing to give themselves an advantage or to prevent the other team getting advantage. So they put a rule in where they you would lose a man, but I'm not sure. Does it apply to international? Somebody tell me. Someone will know. And thank you for the tip, bud. You are once again too kind. Just a nickname. You'd wonder with a lot of South African nicknames. A lot of South African nicknames seem to go to like 2 letters, like Archias Neyman. Is that because their first names are too long, or is that like an Afrikaner thing? Mbonengi. Okay, that's where the bongi comes from. Awesome. 2 cents. The boys are playing $5 per buck try from here on. I thought it was going to be $5 per try. And I was like, are you sure not Italy? But okay, that's fair enough. Okay, let's go Springboks. You can put whoever you want in the forwards, even the type 5s in the World Cup, I believe. Yeah. That sounds right. Itzebeth's just given away a penalty, and he's not happy. You need a tight head specialist. Yeah, a tight head's a position that not everyone can just go in. But I remember there was definitely an incident in Super Rugby where there was a guy who had played both, but he was on the bench as loose head cover. So they said he can't play. And I think within the rules, they were right. So then they changed the rules that you can lose a guy. Someone give me the correct info. No, I got Grant's donation. He asked about the replacements. I said, cheers to Grant. Grant's in Taiwan, the Republic of China. And Piers Spies. Yeah, I remember Piers Spies. He was the man. He also had issues with injuries at the end of his career, from memory. I think Italy need a try, or at least a penalty, probably a try. How many phases is this? 5 phases. Just on the South African 22. South African defense is swarming. Spears lives down the road from you. Is that true? 33 minutes gone. 17-3. Italy are 10 phases, and Minozzi just made his way into the 22 of the Springboks. They need a try. PS Beast was pretty fast for a number 8. Yeah, he was a workhorse. I think for his last season with the Bulls, he didn't. I think he was only getting Curry Cup games, which was a pity. But his body wasn't doing it. I feel like having a beer with you, but I'm not. It's not even midday here, and you don't drink. Just because it's only midday and you don't drink doesn't mean you can't have a beer. Just one beer. What is the TMO looking at here? Is this a neck roll on Malherbe? That's not pretty. That's going to be a penalty. Yeah, I think you need specialists. He was cover at loose, not height head. Yeah, I think for that game, the argument that was it the Canes? They said like they know he can play tight head, but according to the rules, if you're not the specialist tight head cover, you don't have to. So I think they changed it that if you do end up playing golden oldies, then you have to lose a player. Pierce Spees played wing in high school, Pretoria Boys High. It's amazing how many players shift positions throughout their careers, eh? Who was that? Someone told me that Peter Steph Dutour used to play fullback when I was like incredulous that he kicked the ball one time. I said, nah, he used to play fullback. He's done that before. Honestly, what are we doing here? Italy was sanctioned for 2 high tackles. I count at least 8 made by South Africa, none of them sanctioned. Might be right. I'm not sure. I'm pretty bad at spotting that kind of stuff. I can be a bit of a ball watcher rather than a tackle watcher. Peter Steph had a huge growth spurt at 17. That must have been a massive growth spurt. And yes, man, I do remember Osterrand. How could I forget? Legend. Peter Steph, my younger brother, is very good fullback center. I think he'll be a Bok one day. They seem to be like the equivalent of the Barrett family, huh? What are you using to watch the rugby? I am streaming the game from my work laptop to my TV on Spark Sport. Ugh. And Bongi just got one around the neck. Bucky's Border. That guy. Nobody can forget that guy. That guy wouldn't let you forget about him. Yeah, do you guys remember Richard Lowe? Kind of similar. I mean, different positions, but similar player, huh? Scott Brits played centre. Oh, my Lord. These guys really play all over the shop when they're younger, eh? Yes, both filthy players. Yeah, every country has that guy who, as soon as you say their name, you're just like, oh God, you didn't want to play that guy. Barnes has spoken more, been clearer in this direction in this game alone than all of the French refs put together. Definitely the best selection of the World Cup. Clear communication does help. It's definitely helpful. They should do more of it. When Pitiwepu played fly half, I think that guy always had a wee bit of trouble with his weight, eh? For a guy who had to run a lot, he's packed on a few pounds. It's I guess it's a big difference when you quit the sport, because as a number 9, you got to do so much running. Jamie Cudmore, that guy, big Canadian. Hastings family is supreme. A lot of rugby families, eh? Richard Lowe was a nasty bastard. Can't argue with that. Leave Pity alone. He's from Wainui and a league family. Yeah, I mean, he's still a top bloke. I've just seen him do some like super rugby stuff, and I'm like, wow, he's bulked up a bit, which is just like it's surprising. You know, when you don't see someone for a few years and then you suddenly see them and then they've changed a lot. Not like people you see every day where you don't really notice gradual change. But yeah. Italy are brain dead. Some of the decision making has not been the best, man. You're right. Italy's discipline fails them again. They do need to be careful. Perry's had heart issues, I think. I did not know about that. I hope he's all good. One thing rugby doesn't seem to have, at least not that I know of, is those guys who just kind of drop dead with like heart issues that were undiagnosed, and then they exert themselves too much. Like it happens to soccer players every 5 or 10 years. You hear about some guy who was just playing and then just suddenly dropped dead, and it turned out he had a heart condition. Maybe because rugby is a bit more stop-start. I don't know what kind of Ks they clock up compared to soccer players. But it doesn't seem to be a thing. Rugby is more like every now and again you hear about some guy who got like a broken neck at like club rugby or something. But yeah, if Perry's got a heart condition, that's pretty bad. Lomu, yeah, he's another guy who had his health issues too. I saw Jonah Lomu a few years before he died at a night market near my house. And man, his legs, like, you see people with varicose veins? Like, his legs were all messed up like that. He must have been really in a bad way. Like, he always put on a brave face, but his body was just letting him down big time. Corner, Hendricks had a heart condition. Yeah, true. Wayne Barnes screams out, take him back, and knowing it takes it. Yeah. Yeah, that's Maybe Wayne Barnes, because he speaks French in the French games. Maybe he needs to learn the Italian for taking back. How many Ks do refs do? The refs do a ton of running. That is true. I sure as hell couldn't do that. One of my dad's mates, who's getting on now, he used to be a ref and then he became a linesman. And he basically said he wouldn't be stuffed reffing anymore because it's too much running. It's almost half time. The hooter has just gone on my stream. And Pollard kicks it out. So 17-3 at halftime. How are you Box fans feeling about that? That's comfortable without being crushing. Lomu wasn't even playing at 100% fitness for most of his career. That's true, man. He was like having issues and he never let anybody know. I started his I started his biography. I didn't finish it, but he definitely was keeping things from the management when he was unwell. He didn't tell them at first. Your boys are nervous. They're still comfortably in front. They could use a couple more tries. NZ would be up by 30, says Grant. I guess we'll find out. (17-3). Fitzu thoughts close until about 60, and then you think the Box run away with it in the final 20. Very scrappy. Concussion and similar head injuries is rugby's biggest killer. Yeah, that's a big point as well. I feel like rugby's not too bad with being proactive about that, right? Like, I see some of the other sports still seem to be kind of in denial mode with that thing. Flynn just saw the stream started now. Better late than never, man. Still got half the game to go. Italy or Georgia? I like them both. I think people like Georgia because they're too good to be playing the teams they play, and they want them in the Six Nations and they want Italy out. But I feel like if they put Georgia in and they got smashed, they would say, oh, Georgia's not ready. So kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. Usually the last 20, South Africa would run away in these conditions, but with the slippery ball, you're not sure. Rugby has surprisingly low amounts of injuries compared to other contact sports. Yeah, like a lot of rugby's injuries seem to like ACLs and things like that. Uncontested scrum for fairness or safety. Well, I guess if they lost both their tight heads, that's a safety thing, right? I will donate $10 per Italy try just to annoy the boys. Italy, we're loving the stream. I think your $10 looks at the moment pretty safe, but we'll see. It's really hard on your body to be huge, whether you're muscular or mostly fat. It takes its toll. That's true as well. That's one thing I've looked at because I'm pretty tall. You know, I'm over 6 foot, like 6'3", 6'4". I think more 6'4" than 6'3". But like people who live to be 100 are usually like 4'10" or like 5 foot something. People my height don't live to be 100. That's just a thing. I think it does take a toll on your body to be a bit bigger. Uncontested scrums is counting against the Box. It's an area they would like to dominate. That's a good call, man. Nice food takeaways. Any beers tonight? Yes, we are having the beers. How tall am I? It's like 194, which I think is like between 6'3" and 6'4", but I think it's slightly closer to 6'4". How about $1 for every knock on? If I did that at this World Cup, I'd be balling, man. How was the Windhoek? It was good, man. It was probably better than the Heineken. but it is harder to come by. I'm 6'2" and 120 kgs. I'm lucky to reach 36. I'm not that far off 120 kgs myself. I think I'm like 110, 6'4". So yeah. Uncontested scrums was because they lost 2 props. Yeah, exactly. 6'5". Wait, 6 foot and 50 kilos, and you're 14. You're 6 foot at 14. Damn. Are you a beer fan? I do like the old beers. That's true. Although I don't usually drink alone. If I don't count this as drinking alone, I feel like I'm kind of with the guys and girls. Jesse Creel is out. Yeah, he is. You look like 90 kilos max. Nah, man, I'm 100 kicks plus. It's just spread out. Turn your cell phone to the television so we can watch the game. Nah, bro, just get ExpressVPN. Watch the game on the UK service. Go to my video on how to watch Rugby World Cup. Link in the description. You get a discount. 5'10" and 55 kgs. Damn, that's pretty thin. You're mostly a figment of my imagination. So, yeah, technically, I'm drinking alone. Technically. Ribsy is right. Loss of Creel is a bigger blow. Potential exit of Exabeth. Willems' arrival will be a blessing in disguise to the suboptimal performance of LaRue. Yeah. ExpressVPN's expensive. Nah, man. Nah, it's not. It's cheaper than other options. Liquor. Very liquor. The Bulls, right? Right, let's have a look at the stats. I need to look at the halftime stats. How are these teams doing? My almost 12-year-old is only about 10 centimeters shorter than me, and I'm dreading the day she is taller than me. You're 164. 164 is about normal. I remember in my final year of primary school, I was already taller than my teacher. That made her pretty uncomfortable. And yeah, generally I was always taller than my teachers. Although was it yesterday? Yesterday I went to a shop and the guy who served me was a giant. He was a good, I don't know, 4 inches taller than me, and that doesn't happen very often. I was kind of shell shocked. Liquor from the boys. Nice. You should try a beer called Maluti from Lesotho. I have not tried it. 6'5", 124 kilos, 20 years old. See you all in heaven. It's not that bad. For that height, that's not a bad weight. Man, these stats are a bit ugly. They're a bit ugly. 5'8" and 54 kilos. You're small. That is not huge, man. Bulk your kids up to 100 kgs by 9 for rugby. There are some pretty big kids playing rugby. Halftime stats, run meters, 109 to 52. That's pretty low in the run meter stakes. New Zealand in the game against Canada was 225 at halftime, and Canada was 64. Georgia Fiji halftime was 181 to 222. AB's already got that one. Yeah. USA France, that was an ugly game, right? Can't read my notes. Scotland Samoa, that was an ugly game. 287 to 102 at halftime. So this game 109 to 52. Damn, that's tiny. Anyway. 5'2", yeah. 5'11", 85 kgs. That sounds about normal. Didn't realize you were so tall. It's freaking me out. You're 5'2". I am a wee bit tall. That's true. The one way I know I'm tall is sometimes I see a guy on the street who's not taller than me, but I look at him and go, damn, that guy's tall. And then when I get near him, I'm taller than him, and I go, oh, I'm tall. Or when I whack my head on stuff. Or when I'm in the supermarket and people are like, excuse me, can you get that thing from the shelf for me? I don't even work there. Come on, man. But still, I mean, I'm not tall compared to these locks. Like, these guys are 200 plus centimeters. They would make me look tiny. Need to try Tennant's Lager from Scotland. I feel like they do sell that here, actually. Right, back to the stats. Possession, 49-51. Territory, 50-50. Interesting. Tackling percentages, 86% to South Africa, 89% to Italy. So pretty tight, eh? Penalties conceded, 4 to South Africa, 7 to Italy. I played prop for my club, but Pollard is heavier than me, and I'm 20 years old, so I don't know. Yeah, the players are certainly a lot heavier than they used to be. That is for sure. Yeah, World Cup lock is like 6'7", exactly. Like World Cup locks who are my height at 6'4" are generally pretty short, and often they're like loose forwards who can moonlight as a lock. They're not usually the specialist locks, except the Japanese locks are about my height, which is a wee bit short. When I stand next to Eben Etzebeth, I make him look like a kid. Come on, no way. Pretty sure Andres Becker was like 210. That guy was enormous. Yep, he's kind of like Devon Toner territory. Rory Arnold is tall. He is huge. And he gives us that extra bit of height is just so good at line-out time and just getting in the maul just to like reach over and grab the ball carrier. You can't do that unless you're that extra bit of huge. Harrington, Nag, here, gold, 8%. 8%. Damn. Italians have a 6'4" lock, but loose forward. Yeah, kind of 6'4" these days is more like a loose forward. You have tall privilege. Help us out and reach for stuff. Yeah, I suppose. I used to work at a supermarket when I was a student, so that kind of made more sense that people would ask me to grab stuff. But still, every now and again, random strangers ask for their help. Bucky's Borta has blown up a bit, a good 130 kilos now, I bet. I guess it happens when you stop playing rugby, yeah. It's hard. Well, the best Japanese lockers from Brisbane. You're talking about James Moore? I think he's my height. My bro-in-law is 6'5" and plays lock, and he is still the tallest player in regional games. Yeah, like when I go to club games, like with my dad's club, which is not, I haven't been for a couple of years now, to be honest, but when I used to go with him, I was taller than their locks. So at club rugby level, there's not real proper tall timber anyway. Arnold is taller than Toner. Is that true? Damn. Tall privilege is being able to reach the top shelf. Short privilege is being able to attend the funerals of all the tall people you outlive. Short privilege is also long haul flights. Trust me, when you're flying economy for like more than 10 hours, when you're my height, it's not a whole lot of fun. So it's definitely a double-edged sword. Wingers are so much bigger now. Guys like Lomu wouldn't seem too big these days. Yeah, I mean, you remember Terry Wright back in the days, New Zealand fans? Like, he was like what wingers used to be like. And then they started getting big wingers like Inga Tuangamala and John Lomu and guys like that. Even John Kirwan was big for his day. The score is 17-3 at halftime. Nemani Ndolo, exactly. That guy's massive. And he goal kicks as well. Flying to New Zealand for work next week and 6-3. So, yeah, short privilege. How long is the flight? Watching South Africa and talking locks. I miss Victor. Yeah. I've seen Victor a few times here in New Zealand when he's been like coaching with the Bulls and stuff. He's just a class player. You told people should follow the blue zone populations around the world. They live the longest and will have similar diet. Okay. What's a blue zone population? Served John Jeffries a pint in the 80s. He was only 6'4", but his hand completely hid the pint glass. True. That's a thing as well. Like, have you ever seen Michael Jordan? Like, he could hold a whole basketball and his fingers would go, like, almost halfway around the ball. Like, I can just hold a basketball like that and it doesn't drop, but it's just by the tips of my fingers. Too long shopping in Singapore. It's a guy from Grey College. I think his name is Marcel Muller. He is 19, weighs 100 kilos, excellent player, got a French contract. New Zealand don't have big wingers these days. George Bridge and Xavier Reese. Yeah, I wonder how big Rico Ioane is. He's like 6 foot plus, but he's not like a huge winger, not like an Adola. Oh, throw Terry Wright, John Gallagher. Yeah. Terry Wright as Olo Brown. Who was the guy with the mustache? Oh, one of the forwards. I can't remember. Second half has just started, team. Nadolo was very good for the Crusaders, man. He was such a threat. I played against Rico in high school. Really? How was he? Where in New Zealand do you live? I want to know if you live near me. I live in Auckland in Onehunga. Does Cheika not get into trouble with the Australian media due to his Australian rugby due to his press conference behaviour? Seems not. I think they have talked to him a few times about stuff, but no. Remember we put Radiki Samo on the wing against Russia in 2011, that poor Russian winger. Man, Radiki Samo could still run so quick when he was like also like 38. The guy had wheels and a great haircut. Blue zone is just a phrase to describe different groups around the world who have long life expectancy and low disease and illness. Okay, I'll have to Google it. Maybe I should be eating less junk if I want to live longer. But would I be happy eating less junk? Is it better to live a long life without junk or a shorter life with junk? That's a big question for a rugby stream. Cheslin Colby's like 75 kgs. Definition of size doesn't matter. That guy performs well above his weight. Whoa, Italy actually on the attack. Oh, it was Bramstein. Whoa. Did somebody just get dumped on the ground? What is going on? Did they just dump Vermeulen on his... What is going on? What is with Jack Goodhue and his mullet? He loves his mullet. He's from Northland, so... Wayne Barnes saying, offside advantage against Green 9. He's seen legs in the air, so he wants the TMO to check what happened to Dwayne Vermeulen. You guys must have seen it before I've seen it. Whoa! Why? Oh my God. Why would you do that? That is thick. I think 17 is gone, Burger. Wow, it's going to be red. Wow. Yeah, why is there only one? That was just dumb. Dumb. No need for that. No need for it. They already won a penalty. Nothing was happening. Why? So dumb. I don't know, man. Who's winning? Yeah, 17-3 to the Springboks. Italy's got a man red carded just at the start of the second half. The whistle blew before they lifted. Exactly. What an idiot move, honest to God. It doesn't get a lot dumber than that. I mean, I know the guys like to put in a bit of extra biffo after the ball, after the whistle, like kind of, try to show the other team who's boss or give them a bit of grief for holding on to the ball, but that was just stupid. Good luck trying to get out of the pool now. What happened? Dwayne Vermeulen had the ball. The whistle had gone. Italy just won a penalty. Two of the Italian players just like kind of each lifted him up and just dropped him on his head. Dropped him on his head. But he's up. He didn't go for an HIA, so I think it was more of his shoulder. Maybe it was kind of head and shoulder, but yeah, either way. Dumb. Pollard. Pass to Peter Steph. He is over. Nice. That's what you get for having your other team red carded. It's no try. What? What happened? Obstruction? For real? Oh, that's why there was that huge gap. Ah. Oh, Big Will, you're going to have to take that back. Still, I'll open the beer. Save that for the next one, Big Will. I'm sure there'll be another one within the next 35 minutes, so we'll save that one. Cheers, bro. Yeah, Big Will's on credit. Yeah, you're on credit. Your Sappho mates are on credit. Big Will, what are the boys saying about Khaleesi there? Are they cursing or are they Still happy. This is the boys' money, 2 cents. Enjoy. Red card. There goes your super margin. This may be good for my super margin. Remember, I picked the box by quite a lot. So be interesting to see if they can capitalize. Do you know where Helensville is in Auckland? Yeah, Helensville is west. You got the box by 3 or 30. 30. They would certainly take a win by 30. They keep giving away penalties. They're not going to get anywhere. Oh, man. Brumstein seems fired up to be playing against the box. The only good thing about South Africa, Italy tonight is the jersey. And Grant's got South Africa by 24. Seems reasonable. That's kind of what they've usually won by. Franstein looks a bit beefy on the field. He isn't the young little centre from 2007. No, I guess that'll do that to you. Age will do that to all of us. Okay. Italy went like 6 phases, and then Allen just put up a big Gary Owen, and then nobody was chasing it. So easy as you like. He was never small. No, he was never small, but he was never quite as beefy as he is now. I believe Brumstein is on residency. I did a video on foreign players, so I should know that one. The New Zealand commentary team just read out a stat that said the Italians have run 61 times and made 65 meters. Yeah, that's how good the South African defense has been. All those years in France, Franstein might be the richest player in the world. You certainly make a fair bit more playing in France than you do playing in Super Rugby. Ugh. I saw some of you guys saying, what was that from LaRue? Now I see why. He's not in form, eh? He is not in form. Jeez, that was bad. Bro, why isn't it letting donate you? I tried. I don't know, man. Don't worry about it. They're defending where they're just allowing a small gain each carry, but they are not pressuring turnovers like Wales. Soaking up the pressure, maybe waiting for the other team to make mistakes in these conditions. Or they've just won a penalty there. We did miss out on some of the best years of Stain's game in South Africa, that's for sure. Willilura is terrible at the moment, shouldn't even be playing in the squad. Yeah. Bring in Damian Willemse or maybe Warwick Halant, because it's not happening for Villy at the moment. Hey, Mark, what is your shirt size? I reckon I might head out this weekend to look for a Hong Kong jersey for you to send. Bro, if you do, man, that would be awesome. Either XL or 2XL. If you want to play it on the safe side, go 2XL. But if you look at one of the jerseys your size and you can probably judge, is it bigger or smaller than normal? Like the Ireland jersey I've got is XL, but it's as big as some of my 2XLs. So yeah, that would be awesome though. If you do end up buying one, flick me an email and I'll send you my address. How is Hong Kong at the moment? I haven't seen anything in the news about it recently. I guess they don't need to expend effort if Italy are just going to beat themselves for being idiots. I think Pollard is going to kick a penalty here. Donations work according to how many words you've typed up in the message. Move the slider up to add more words and accommodate what you've written. Is that how it works? Oh shit, it's my birthday already. I was going to say, someone said can't wait for tomorrow's matches, and I've just seen, yeah, it's already tomorrow today here in New Zealand. Yay, 36 and 9 minutes. Cheers, everybody. Spent my birthday with you guys. How special is that? While my wife and kids are asleep at midnight. Cheers, guys. I do appreciate it. Shona Koila, says Grant. In traditional characters, I note. Enjoyed today's swimming lesson. Yes, I will. I don't have to go with my daughter now. My son, I don't have to go with him because he's old enough to do his own thing, which is easier work for me. Try. Serious? South Africa's still in their own half. They can't be a try. Okay, if I give Willie LaRue one bit of credit there, he helped Peter Steph not go into touch there. Man, these hands. Some slick skills from South Africa if they do end up scoring. Oh, don't tell me it's Colby again. Just too good. The hands in the lead up to that was special. Nice. It's my birthday try. Well, that's the first try of the Rugby World Cup on my birthday, and that was a pretty good one. Jasper, happy birthday, mate. My NHL team won yesterday, and I get to watch Rugby World Cup today. Who's your NHL team? Cheers for that, Jasper. My team has not played yet. I think they're playing the Capitals today and, well, tomorrow after I go to sleep anyway. New York Rangers. Oh, no way. I'm an Islanders fan. That's funny. Oh, man. Another one from Big Will. You're on credit, man. I guess that try was worth that. That try was kind of worth a double A. Cheers. Fish sticks, really? Bro, remember the fisherman logo? The fisherman. Oh, he's missed the conversion. Looking pretty good for the Springboks right about now. Avalanche beat the Flames today. I'm so happy. Okay. I haven't actually seen the results of the NHL today. I just saw that Toronto won the opener like 5-3. What time is it in New Zealand? It's 12 past 12. Wow, you guys have answered for me. Yes, it is indeed. Captain Birdseye logo was pretty good, yeah. It's in New Zealand, man. I'm in New Zealand. It's still the 4th in everywhere else, but it's the 5th already here in New Zealand. Italy disappointing. Will they keep O'Shea after the World Cup? Wasn't it reported that Italy were targeting, wasn't it like the Cheetahs coach at one point? It seems like they are shopping around. Oh, RJ says, happy birthday, 2 cents. Man, you guys are being very kind with the birthday gifts. Cheers. Appreciate that, RJ. Hope the 5th is a good day for you as it is for me. Certainly starting off pretty bloody well. South Africa magic try. You guys being very kind and good birthday wishes. Can't ask for more. Italy beat Georgia a couple of months ago. They did pretty easily from memory as well. How much money do you earn from donations? It just depends how many donations come through, I guess. I know YouTube takes a cut. I think YouTube takes like 30%. So if I get $1, I get like 70 cents and YouTube gets 30. How much did you predict the score by? I predicted it relatively comfortably. And thanks, guys. Your birthday wishes are very, very kind. I predicted by 24. And at the time, I thought maybe I was being a bit excessive. So if it stays the way it is for the rest of the game, I could get it right. But I think it's unlikely. Why don't any of the countries have the sponsors on the front of their jerseys? I think it's because it's the World Cup. And the World Cup has its own sponsors, like Heineken is the official beer of the Rugby World Cup. But if Namibia show up with Windhoek beer on their jersey, then it's kind of a conflict where World Rugby is like, no, there's only allowed to be one beer. There's only allowed to be one of this, one of that. So, like the refs' jerseys all have Emirates because they can control that. But if another team was like Qantas Wallabies, that would be a conflict. So they don't allow any other sponsors. Yeah, the only thing they have on the jersey is the manufacturer of the jersey. That's all they're allowed. That actually, South Africa might be going to score here, surely. Wow. This is really going back and forth at the minute. Oh, Nicholas. Cheers, man. Wallabies fan. How much are you predicting the Wallabies go up by against Uruguay? What do I think the final score will be? I wouldn't put it past the Box to go 40. Oh, but I've just blown a try. Maybe let's go 35. Let's call it 35. Oh, try. You guys are saying try. Okay, 40. Let's go 40. Lacanio Arm. Wow, crazy. Happy birthday from Helensville. Cheers, man. Did Craig Joubert join the Jaguars rugby team? Not that I know of. Is a hard worker. Oh, it was off Parise's knee as well. And he's gone. I do like Lekanyo. He's another guy that in YouTube comments sometimes gets given a bit of stick, but then so does Dealende, so does Creel. Like all the Springbok midfielders seem to be targeted by some fans, but he's a good player. Good conversion, 32-3 after 59 minutes. Who misses Julian Savia? Sure. Big Will's a happy man, or at least his mate Jacques is happy from Jacques' cat. Okay. What kind of cat has he got? Lavotti was an idiot. He killed the game. I understand his frustration. Yeah, I mean, guys get frustrated and they do stupid things, but yeah, you can't be doing that. Now the game is really going to blow out, surely. SBW gets some hate too in New Zealand. He sure does. Maybe it's a thing about midfielders attracting the hate. Lekanyo doesn't get enough credit. I agree with that one. I like, you guys know I like to run the stats. His stats are always really good, at least in Super Rugby. 2 cents. What's your heritage? A little Scottish, a little French? I did one of those DNA tests a few years ago, and it basically came up with Western Europe. So a bit of Irish, bit of UK, bit of French, just that kind of blob. Take France and go kind of west and north. That's it. All us Kiwis are kind of a bit of mongrel. We're a bit of a mix of everything. Kieran Reid also always gets crap from people, but I understand his leadership skills. So underrated. Yeah, I guess partly that's his age. Once you get old, people start giving you grief as well. Another penalty. 80% sub-Saharan African for sure. I did do the DNA test a few years ago, and I think the technology has come a wee way since then. So maybe I should do another one and double check. But the one I did was pretty standard. Like, how, I don't know if your guys' families are the same, but like they always talk about, oh, we had an uncle from here, or you've got an ancestor from there. Like, nah, it was all pretty stock standard. Italy with a penalty tap and go and get turned over 10 seconds later. Not the smartest, you're right. What notes are you taking down? Just the major plays of the game. So big mistakes, big tackles, big moments. I try to write them down so I can go over them in the review, because I sure won't remember them all. And sometimes you've seen me, even I read my own notes and don't know what I was talking about. Same with the Afrikaners, a bit more Dutch and French on your side. Yeah, I guess that's a thing, eh? Do you think needs a rest? Has played a whole lot of minutes. He probably could use a break, but he's playing good. So I'll leave it to Russie. He knows more than me. I'm more Māori than anything else, but a white with blonde hair features very Māori, though. That's cool. But the blonde hair thing's a bit of a tricky thing, isn't it? But I guess hair color can go all kinds of ways. Like my dad's got black hair, but my brother and I both got brown hair from my mum. So my dad doesn't have any hair anymore, and I've still got mine. So fingers crossed, I got mum's genes for that. Italy all at sea, silly rugby. They never tried to go wide. It was midfield play. Yeah, the card didn't help. half Samoan, half Scottish. Get mistaken for Māori. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing in New Zealand, and I guess a lot of countries, it's like most people are a mix of something, which is not a bad thing. I think it kind of helps us all get along, at least I hope so. Damien McKenzie is also Māori. Yeah, I think so. I think so as well. It's blonde, but my nan had an afro pretty much. Kind of weird thing with your hair. True. Yeah, it's funny because my brother's wife, so my sister-in-law, is also part Māori. And so it's like it's one of her grandmothers is Māori. And I remember when my brother, he told me the story, I wasn't there, but because my sister-in-law doesn't really look Māori at all. But when he went to like some family gathering, like my sister-in-law's grandma, so the Māori lady, was standing over there in the corner by herself, and my brother was just like, "Who's that Māori lady over there?" And I was like, "That's my grandma." Like, oh, really? Shock, horror, surprise. But she was like lovely as. But my brother just didn't know she was Māori. Most Afrikaners people are Dutch. Yeah. That seems to be the heritage, eh? Oh, Mapimpi. He's going back in for it. White sheep almost everyone else is brown and your whānau. I thought you were adopted. I guess that is funny like that. Question, guys. Will Italy score a try before this game is done? They got 15 minutes left. With a man down, can they score a try? I'm the only blonde hair, blue eyes, and your siblings are married a man with blue eyes, so you can probably guess what color their eyes are. True. My dad's gran was Chinese, so that makes me part Chinese Welsh. Wow, that's a cool mix. Yes, they will. No, they won't. Hope not. Sergio Parisse will score a drop goal. That would be paying a few bucks at the betting company, I'm sure. It is 32-3 after 65 minutes. Italy have had a red card since the start of the second half. South Africa won't let them get a try. I mean, at least they're on the board. But you think the South African defense will want to keep it kind of clean. They better get a try. Come on, guys. Mayor doesn't matter. If Italy score a try, they won't be winning it from here. Yeah, the game is done for sure. Excuse me. Do you ever want to go to Rugby World Cup? I did go to the one in 2011. I was actually living in China at that time, but I came back specially for the World Cup. So I went to a handful of the pool games. Mapimpi try from this lineout. John King says, happy birthday. Cheers, man. Cheers to you as well. You are very, very kind. And I really appreciate that. This guy's telling me there's a try, John, but I haven't seen it yet. Cheers. Oh, too good. Man, my stream is so far behind you guys. That was ages. I feel like the gap's getting wider. Man, Pimpy's a soldier. He is all covered in blood. Oh, Sneyman. They just showed his replay. One-handed line-out taking the build-up. That guy's amazing as well. Pimpy, too quick. Good hands. Pimpy would have been a good fantasy pick. Yeah. I'm a Pimpy in the house. Yes. Was that LaRue that kicked that? Cheers to your South African boys, Big Will. They must be living it up right now. They must be pretty happy. If they were nervous at halftime, they're not nervous anymore. Still rating Kosiov and Mapimpi. Yeah, I think I still do as well, but I mean, they're both pretty good players. I think your Italy jersey is funded for. It is my birthday, Zeus. Yeah, it is my birthday now. It's just like 30 minutes into the 5th here in New Zealand. It's after midnight, so my birthday has just ticked over. Can you meet me somewhere, do a meet and greet? I've thought about it. I might do a meet and greet at some point. I just got to organize it. I'm bad at organizing events. Like, my kids never have proper birthday parties because I never organize that stuff. But I will at some point. The boys are loving it, and credit to the boys for the donations. Yeah, man, you guys have been awesome tonight, for sure. Far, far too generous. Come to a meet and greet in South Africa. Yeah. I've told my wife, like, these are the countries that we can kind of combine if we ever go on like an overseas holiday. Rugby plus like travel. I was listing off a bunch of countries. Can you guess which one she is keen on? Whereabouts in Auckland am I? I am in Onehunga. Craig says, happy birthday, bro. Get yourself a couple of tinnies of tenants. Okay, I'll have a look for it. Cheers, Craig. Craig is a big Scotland man. Thailand, South Africa. You go to Onehunga High School. I used to go there. England. Nope, you guys are all wrong so far. It's not what she said. I've got some grim cold Brumbies ACT winter seats all year. Always welcome to come watch some crap rugby. I have. Canberra is on my list. I've never been. Everyone says it's crap. Japan. Somebody got it. Fiji. My wife wants to go to Fiji. Gold Coast in Australia is her second bet, so that would be a Reds game. But yeah, Fiji. She wants to go to Fiji. Not really about the rugby for her. 69 minutes gone, 39-3 to South Africa. Yep, good job of RWC game 99. You got it first. Reds usually play in Brisbane, though. Yeah, I mean, Gold Coast, Brisbane, I guess it's not too far. It's a couple hours, right? Do you know it's Sam Whitelock's birthday when they play against Italy? I wonder if he'll play then. It'd be a good birthday thing for him to get another win if they do. I would also love to go to Fiji and get some of the secrets about how they get so tall and big. It's just those Melanesian genes, man. Those guys are big and quick. What can you say? Gonna head off for a big night tomorrow. I will have a good birthday. Someone asked me what my birthday plans are. Nothing too special, man. I mean, we got 3 games of rugby on in the evening, so that's my evening planned. But during the day, swimming lessons for the kids in the morning. Maybe go out for lunch. Nothing Nothing too special, man. When you're getting old, it kind of all starts to blend into one, doesn't it? Gold Coast are full of Kiwis. You'll be welcome there. Yeah, they had a really terrible show here. I never watched it, but called like the GC, which followed Kiwis living in the Gold Coast and about how they would, go to get drunk and do stupid stuff. So I think it was kind of like the Kiwi Aussie version of like the Jersey Shore. So yeah, pretty bad stuff. Oh, South Africa's gone close. 71 minutes, 72. You guys aren't saying try, so I'm assuming it's not going to happen. Good night, bro. It's bloody 12:30. It is 12:30. Still 8 minutes to go. Go to Fiji and meet Waisake Noholo's herbal doctor. His recovery for that World Cup was a phenomenal turnaround, wasn't it? Whatever he did to repair that leg of his was top stuff. Oh, Pollard. What was that? He tried to do a little chip kick and just dropped it cold. My mate's just back from Fiji. It took him 33 hours of travel with no sleep. He's 6'6". Damn. Your friend must have really wanted to go to Fiji. How much are swimming lessons there? We pay $23 per lesson in Australia. I can't remember the actual fee per lesson, but I know I get charged like $150 for like 2 kids for 2 months, I think. Whatever that works out to be. I think it is between 10 and $20 per lesson for like a 30-minute lesson. I've noticed the Boks like to stick their wingers on the same wing on attack. Yeah. Who did that? Fiji did that from a line-out move in their game against Georgia. They had Randradra run from his wing all the way to run a support line for Tuisova's wing. So if you can hide your winger and add that extra man, it seems to be a thing. She doesn't look like he's about to get robbed when he runs. Some guys do have a pretty distinctive way of running. Like, did you guys ever see Israel Dag when he was running with the ball? He always ran with his mouth open and often with his tongue out of his mouth. Like, that was just his thing. I don't think he knew he was doing it. But when it made for like slow-mo shots of him just like mouth open, it looked funny. And I never noticed it, but Stephen Moore, the Wallaby, I never noticed it until my Aussie mate told me about it during a game. Every time he would take the ball into contact, he would let out a noise. And I never noticed it before, but once my mate told me about it, I couldn't not hear it. Every time he ran into contact, it's like he exhaled really quickly. If you go back and watch some more games, you will hear it. That's a thing. Chris Latham, high knees, socks down. That's true. Bobby Skinstad was like that with the tongue out. True. Just seeing the spear tackle, both players should have been sent off. It wasn't very wise, was it? Leonardo, it's 39-3 after 74 minutes. Like a lorry braking. Yes, it was. It's like, I honestly never heard it until my mate was like, listen out for it. And now one of the French guys has got his tongue out. Is that Poit? He's been listening to us. Streamer's gone to the score again. Still 39-3 for me after 75 minutes. Although you guys are saying try, so has something happened? Oh, Sneyman with the offload. That guy's skills. He needs to play 10. Oh, are you serious, Italy? Like, after that spear tackle, that's probably the second dumbest decision of the day. Kick through. Or did Colby strip him? Minozzi's there. Oh, no, it was an offload attempt to nobody. What the hell? Why would you throw the ball back like that? I know. What? Madness. Madness. That is a try for Sneyman. Well, that's 44-3, and it stays 44-3 because the conversion is missed. Damn, this is becoming quite the hiding. Man of the match. Colby's been pretty bloody good. You guys saying try? Are you talking about the one that just got scored? Or are you talking about another try? When the Boks are on their own 22, what are you talking about? And the Italians just got the ball. And Big Will's hit me up for the try. Cheers to your Boca friends. Oh. Oh, Colby. Big line break. Wow, I'm impressed they caught him. Oh my actual God. What the hell, Italy? Yeah, Italy kind of fallen off the pace a wee bit. The red card. I mean, they were still behind with the red card, but that's just a difference in class, man. Let's face it, Italy have handed this to them on a plate. Italy have been poor. I mean, South Africa haven't been as good as they can be, but they can still score 44 points not being at their best. Yeah. Yeah, the Boks have dominated them for sure. And like I said, but Colby is limping. That's bad news. But yeah, without being at their best, they've still dominated, which is kind of a testament to where their team is at. Colby injured? No, he might be. Stop walking on it. Go off. Just rest. Sit down. Don't be a man about it. Just take it easy. It's 44-3. Nobody cares if you sit out the last 20 seconds. Streaming the games later. What times are the games tomorrow? Just kick it out. Wallabies one is too early. The Wallabies one is on at 6:15. My kids will still be awake. England, Argentina is 9 o'clock. That one should be good to go. And then if I feel like doing back-to-back, Japan, Samoa is on at 11:30. Good Lord. Yeah, we'll see. Should do. I'll definitely do at least one. Big Will. 20 smackaroos. Damn, you guys are having a great time. Thanks for the live stream from me and the boys. We're off to celebrate the Box win. Cheers, guys. I hope you guys have a good one. 44-3. Should be pretty happy. Here's to Colby only having a dead leg rather than having a serious injury. Japan, Samoa should be a good game. I agree. That should be a cracker as well. Samoa need to front up. Wait, are they still going? They didn't just kick it out. Damn. Try. Seriously? Okay. I thought it was done. But they didn't just kick it out. They kicked it out without tapping it. So it's to the line out. It's a maul. Is it going to be marks? It is going to be marks. Wow. This is a bloody hiding, man. Crazy. Off to the pub for lunch and ale. See you tomorrow early. All right, Craig, have a good one, bro. Playing against 14 in the box needed to blow them away. That's true. Not all teams can use that extra man advantage, but the box have really stepped up. Thanks, bro. Happy birthday. Cheers, man. AB's Namibia. From memory, that one's really early, so probably not. Your friend who's Italian is furious. I can't imagine. Samoa 8-point win tomorrow. Chris, they would take that for sure, and that would make pool A pretty interesting. Misses the conversion. It's 49-3 full-time. No 50-pointer. Sergio Parise has his head down. Not a happy chappy. Right. What time are what games are you doing tomorrow? I'm just looking at the schedule. Argentina and England is on at 9 o'clock, so that one should be all good. And then Samoa and Japan at 11:30 should be okay. So at least one of them, probably both. We will see. Man, it'd be fun. Yeah. Cheers, guys, again for the birthday wishes. Going to do the review, which is going to be the box are pretty good in a nutshell. But yeah, I will indeed have a good day for my birthday, even though it doesn't. I mean, it's midnight, so it'll continue after I get up. But yeah, cheers, guys. See you for one of the streams tomorrow if you guys are about. That'll be cool. And yeah, have a good one. If it's your nighttime, enjoy your sleep. If it's daytime, enjoy the rest of your day. And yeah, talk to you guys later tomorrow. See you guys. See you.